Hi, it's me. Today I'm going to take you guys through my 900 step foundation routine. I change my foundation routine a lot, but this is kind of the current one and I've stuck with it for a little bit. And it's got some of my like holy grail ride or die products in it. So if you'd like to see how I did this skin, please keep on watching. If you're new here, my name is Miss Megan Robinson. Welcome. Okay, so the very first thing that I like to do is primer. Primer is super important for me. I am not one of those people that's like, no, primer doesn't matter. It matters. So this is the Natural Radiance primer from MAC. I use the yellow one. I just like it because it's super lightweight. And it has salicylic acid in it, so it helps prevent breakouts. And I wear my makeup all day long. Like I wear mine like 16, 17 hours. So I feel good that it's locking everything down for me. Okay, so I like to start off with contour. So I'm going to use the soft matte foundation sticks from MAC. I use 2 shades. We're going to go in with NC38 first, and I'm going to apply it in these areas where I want some shadowing. These blend like a dream, and they're not like super full coverage, but you get like a good amount of coverage from them. I'm going to use a 130 brush to buff these in. And this the way that like I do my foundation, I feel like it looks crazy until the end, but just bear with me. So we're going to buff this up into the cheek and kind of the entire sides of the nose, like so. I don't know what's wrong with me. Every single freaking day I get to work and I always forget to blend out down here, and someone always points it out. I just laugh it off. I don't actually care. I'm not like embarrassed or anything. Okay, so the next one I'm using is NC60. So this is a darker, much darker brown, and it's a cool undertone. And this is gonna tuck. So it's not going as far. I'm gonna go up the sides of the nose. I like it here. I like it here, 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 and sometimes I'll put it there. Had I just done the NC60 first, it would have just been too dark and too muddy, so it helps it blend in when that NC38 is sitting there first. Someone asked me why I liked putting it up here. So with contouring, where you're putting the shadows, it falls back. So when I put that highlight here, it amplifies it even more because I really like to accentuate my cheeks. And don't worry if you don't have product, or if you have too much product down here. We're going to clean that up after. Like so. Next, to bring this all together, we're going to use the Holy Grail of foundation, face and body. I would die without this foundation. So I like to pour it on the back of my hand. It's water-based, it's thin, it's sweat-proof, it's humidity resistant. I love it. I'm using a brush that's actually from e.l.f. I had picked one up in New York originally because they had an e.l.f. store there, and I fell in love. A very similar one is the 170 from MAC. It will also do a great job. Pick up a little more, and I like to work it into the brush first so it's depositing as I go. So this is going to help make all of our contour look smoother. Now I normally self tan, but what's the point right now, truly. So very natural, and we can always go back in and we can continually add more of our product because they're all, most of what I use is like cream or liquid until the powder starts to go down. So that's layer one. So I want these products that I've put down to sit on my skin, but also be something that I can continually work on throughout the process of doing the foundation. And that's where Fix Plus comes in. Yes, it can act like a setting spray, but it does more than that, which is why I like it so much. Because it's going to keep the skin hydrated too. And then this one has a liquid powder inside, which is why it's like a milky color versus the regular one. And I'm going to spray what we've done so far. Like so. I go through a bottle of this a month. I've said it in other videos before. It's great. Okay, we're going to do under eyes concealer, my favorite part. I'm using Shape Tape in medium. And honest to God, my main concern on my face is my under eyes. I just think I just don't love them. So I'm going to tuck that in there. And then I'm going to move over to the original Face and Body and the Mini Gray Beauty Blender. And I'm going to spray this. Now, that is a very expensive habit to have. You can totally use water. You just get more of a benefit using the Fix Plus because you're pushing the Fix Plus into the skin. So again, it's going to last longer. It's going to look better. And I'm going to start to move this right up under the eye and down the nose of it. So my thing with foundations and concealers and skincare is I like a lot of product, but very little of each one. I like an army of product. This is the summer edition of my foundation routine. I'm going to add an additional step, which is I'm taking the Pro Longwear Waterproof Foundation. This foundation and I have been through a lot together. We work out together, we go to festivals in the summer together, and it has not let me down. The thing you need to know about this foundation is it's a concentration of foundation, like of pigment, so you need very little and it will perform for you as long as your base is a little bit more hydrated. Fix Plus, Face and Body, you get it. So I'm going to take this and just buff in these areas where you would tend to get a little bit more red. And I can also just sharpen those edges slightly. Regular Fix Plus because I want a little bit more of a dewy finish. I want to go back in and amplify that contour slightly, so we're going to go back to the NC60. And just snatch those cheekbones. And this brush is my fave too. This has been my fave since like I started shopping at MAC back in like 2008, 2009, and this has forever been one of my favorite brushes. It is the Airbrush finish brush that you need. So like so, and then go back to our foundation brush and just fix underneath there. I love foundation. Okay, I live in Canada, so we don't have Ulta here, so you can't get Shape Tape, but MAC Studio Fix 24-Hour Concealer is a bomb duplicate for it. This shade, NC30, is just so great on my skin. So now we're going to highlight our face. So this I like adding here because it lifts the eye, and if you are into that fox eye trend that I'm like freaking new to, that's what that's for, because it tricks the eye. Use the beauty blender again. Now I'm not I don't like to move the product around. I more just want it to be in the place that I put it. And then I'll just take it across the lid. So I want these products to naturally warm up on my skin. So we're gonna let them sit, and then I'm gonna go in with some powder product. I like to go into my bronzer next. I like my bronzers to have like a cooler undertone to them. And we're just gonna buff over top of all of our contour product. And I'm using a 187 from MAC, so it's a big fluffy dual fiber brush. I also like to take a little bit down the sides of my nose as well, because when you go back in with powder, we'll continue to shape it. Another one of my favorite products is Global Glow. Mine is pretty much done. And I'm taking a 137 from MAC. So it's like a dome shaped brush that will just put like a super light dusting. And I like to go right over the bronzer. And this is again just to add lots of dimension to the skin. This is one of my favorite brushes. It just packs on the perfect amount of product. And then again, now that we put the powder product down, I want to go in with Fix Plus. Like so. Right now, the Glow Play blushes from MAC are my jam. So I'm going to mix these two together. So they're like a cream powder hybrid. So I'm going to mix them both on the back of my finger. And I'm just going to press them into the skin. Whoa, there was too much of that's Peachy. Okay, so perfect example when you make a mistake. Okay, so if you ever get too much blush on, there's an easy fix. So because of all that Fix Plus that we've used, I can just take my foundation brush and press this into the skin without it changing the texture or ruining the foundation. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of So Natural. And just tap, tap, tap. And I like to take a little bit and I like to go on my nose as well. Yeah. More concealer, obviously. Just a little brightness. Just gonna redo the bronzer on the nose. I also like to take the bronzer and just quickly go into the eye because I'm not going to wear eye makeup. Okay. You can't get this product anymore. These are called Lustre Drops from MAC, but you could use cream color base. You could use any liquid highlighter that you want. So I'm going to put some on the back of my hand. And I'm going to use my ring finger. And I'm just going to tap this on. So this gives like wet looking skin, which is always the objective, even though I'm oily. So at this point in the makeup, I'm going to set under my eye and I'm going to use the Dermablend. This is their Illuminating Banana Powder. I am very new to powdering under the eye. I never did that before. So I'm going to take a beauty blender and press under the eye. I don't like to go all the way up here. I feel like it makes me look textured. I've done it before and like I looked great, but it makes me nervous. Story time. I wear a full face of makeup. I work all day. I wear a full face of makeup and then I do weightlifting. So I wear the same face that I put on at 5 a.m. I wear it to the gym, except for my lip. And when I'm sweating, which I tend to just sweat in the face, but not that much. Wherever I put this powder, it remains matte, where everywhere else, like up here, gets like a little bit sweaty. This shit won't budge. I have to go between the brows. And a quick one too, down there. This is a 134. I don't know if you can get this anymore, but it's a giant brush. I don't need this size, but I like to pinch it and sweep under the eye. Or sweep to just dust away this powder. Depending on how, you know, dark my eyes might be that day, I also love Studio Fix powder. And I'm going to take a 240. This is a magical brush for under the eye. And I'm just going to press a little bit in there. This is C3. C2 would be ideal. And I'm just going to really brighten in that area. And I can sweep this across the lid too. And then this is something that I'll carry in my bag with me so I can do touch-ups throughout the day. But I really, for those people that know me, I don't really touch up my makeup. We're going to Fix Plus. And then we're going to highlight. Okay, so for highlight, the Hyper Real Glow Palettes are my favorite. This one is Get Lit, and I'm going to use the champagne one and the pink one. Again, I like to spray right into the product. And then I'm going to take a highlighting brush, use one of your choice, and I actually just mix them right together. The center and the tip of the nose, the Cupid's bow, and just above the highest point on the eyebrow. Other fave products to finish off the skin is the Sculpt and Shape powders from Pro. So if you go into a MAC store, you can get them in a palette, but if you go to a Pro store, you can get them individual and make your own. And I like to make my life simple, so I'm just going to take these 3 tones here and run my brush right across them. So you can use this really great brush. It's got this really awesome peak to it, and that's what I'm going to use just to carve out the cheek a little more with more contour product. Okay, I'm gonna finish up just a couple things on the lip and maybe and like add some mascara, and I'll come right back. Okay, so all I did was I added a little bit of mascara. I brushed up my brows with a spoolie, and I pressed in Sultriness Powder Kiss lipstick. They're hydrating matte lipstick, so they go on matte, but they don't actually feel dry on the lip because there's oil encapsulated in the pigment. And I forgot a very important step. Bronze the neck, for God's sake. And if your ears are showing, bronze your ears, please. I also faux freckle a lot too. I can show that in another video. But that's it. I really hope you guys liked watching it. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. And again, I'm super active on Instagram. Follow me over there. Send me some DMs. I can answer your makeup questions for you.